Hi everyone and welcome to Jab and Move, and today we will be going through the biggest winners and losers from the Beterbiev versus Bivol card. There are three factors I want to focus on here: fight of the night, biggest surprise of the night and biggest disappointment of the night. And we're going to very much start with the first one, which was fight of the night, and we can only go to one, which was Beterbiev versus Bivol. It was a masterclass from both. You could see the attacking prowess of Beterbiev, the pure defensive ability and skill of Bivol, and you could see them just dance in the ring with each other. They say styles make fights, and with these two, doesn't it half make a fight? It's one apiece now. They're gonna go for it a third time, which will be phenomenal. And again, it was just beautiful. I think, if I'm honest, I thought Beterbiev would have got the knockout, and I thought it was going to go that way for the first sort of few rounds. You could see Beterbiev really turning the screw. And what I didn't expect, which came out from the first fight and was actually adapted from Bivol, is the change of speed and direction, and that just altered the fight in Bivol's manner. It was unbelievable. He was phenomenal, and he really took it to Beterbiev. He put those combos in. He danced around that ring. He became hard to catch or even hit. And again, he stepped it up. Those championship rounds, he was another level. And I feel Beterbiev this time around didn't get the victory. And it's just Bivol's pure class. It was nothing to do with Beterbiev. Beterbiev fought a fantastic fight, but his levels were supremely high. But Bivol was just on the night that extra bit more special. So phenomenal. But I want to give a special mention as well to another light heavyweight fight. The two best fights of the night are both in the same weight category: Buatsi versus Smith. What a performance by Smith. It was a good performance by Buatsi, but it was a phenomenal performance by Smith. He had him. He had that locked down. He was gunning for that win. He wants that shot at a world title again. You could tell that he was going to do it. And I just think people really did. And I think maybe Buatsi and his team took Smith for granted. I don't think they really gave him the respect he deserved, and the manner in which they fought the fight was not, for me, the correct way to get that win. And unfortunately, it's cost them. They won't be having another title shot now. I think the next fight has to be an anti-yard fight for Buatsi, and Smith will go on to probably fight Beterbiev or Bivol the winner again, because there will be that trilogy fight. So we will see what happens there. But again, Beterbiev Bivol is always top of the bill when it comes to the fight at night, but followed closely by the other light heavyweights of Smith and Buatsi. They gave a phenomenal show to the fans. And again, for the first fight on the card, it was a barnstormer. So let me know your thoughts on that one, guys. I want to go very quickly into surprise of the night, and it was one that I personally got completely wrong, which is Carlos Adames. What a fight, honestly. I did not think he could do that. I did not think he was going to be able to live with Hamza Shiraz's reach, with the height and the technical ability and the natural ability Shiraz has. But boy, was I wrong. Adames equipped himself amazingly. He kept himself tight. He was busy from moment one to the end of the 12th round, and I liken it very much to Chris Smith against Riakporhe. Riakporhe has the ability and the knockout power, and I think Shiraz against Adames has that. But what Chris Smith had and what Adames has in this fight was the pure work ethic. And he outworked Shiraz, he outmaneuvered Shiraz, and he kept behind it, and he knew when to jab, he knew when to combo, and he get himself in and out very quickly. And that was a statement win from Carlos Adames. And again, I got it completely wrong. I really thought he wasn't going to live with Shiraz and live with his natural ability, but he did, and he took it away. So for me personally, Carlos Adames is the surprise of the night. And I'd also give a special mention to Luis Ortiz, He was phenomenal. For me personally, he didn't have a defense in the fight before. I watched it, Bambachako, sorry I got his name wrong, but he didn't have that defensive nous I thought he had in the fights that I've seen before. But moving forward to that, he really did nail it against Madrimov. He was behind it, he was tight, he knew when to hit. And again, I think that was more because of Madrimov as well. I don't think he came with he didn't come with the actual gravitas and the fight skill that I thought he would, which was a shame. But what Ortiz did was literally nullify him from round one, and Madrimov got in there the last few rounds. You could see the fight that I wanted to see was the fight in the last couple of rounds, which I thought we were going to see from round one. But again, Ortiz read the script up, and he really shown what a good defensive fighter is, not alone just pure attacking. So yeah, for my surprise of the night, Adames, and special mention to Ortiz's defence there. And the biggest disappointment of the night, I can't hide away from it, it's got to be Bicoli. But it's not a disappointment in the way that I think he's lost anything from this. I don't think he's lost anything from it, actually. I think, if anything, he still gains it because he gets a big fat payday for stepping in, and he's still got his fight in May. So he hasn't lost anything in that side, and that is eliminated still for the IBF. So he's still fight a winner, what should be the rematch for Dubois versus Parker. But yeah, he was not in a fit state to fight. He was clearly well overweight. You look at him in the Jordan's fight to this, it was levels of fitness. He was nowhere near that. He had to fly from the Congo all the way to Riyadh 48 hours before, less than 48 hours before. And I think that was a massive factor because he had to go, I think it was 3 different stops. You know, it was a good 12, 14 hour journey, if not longer. You're going to get jet lags. You're going to struggle with that. So for me, he was the biggest disappointment, but I don't hold it against him. I think you give him that fight in May, you see a different Beterbiev. You see the Beterbiev that everyone's been dodging and everyone's been fearing for the last few months. So again, it's just a shame, really. And I don't know, I think personally, the card itself was really good, but I think the pullouts in the end did affect it a little bit. And again, one of my other ones that I would say was a sort of disappointment was Sugar Stevenson against Josh Padley. Josh Padley's done great to step in and come in. I mean, he looked good. He's a good level fighter, but Sugar Stevenson's a freeweight world champion, and he's young and he's hungry, and he should have shown that. Josh Padley should not have got past the 5th round with the way that Sugar Stevenson should have attacked him and gone for it. But maybe he's played it safe. Maybe he thought, actually, I don't want to take the chance. Only 4 days out. Let's not risk it. Let's play it safe and go that way. And I can imagine that's the way he's thought about it, and that's the way he's done it, and that's great. But I expect more of a statement win from Sugar Stevenson. So yeah, I think Sugar Stevenson, for the right reasons, I actually expecting more from him. And Beterbiev just, yeah, he hasn't lost anything in my eyes. I still think he's a powerful and dangerous heavyweight. But it was a risk, and it was a risk that didn't pay off on that side. But financially, it's paid off, and now he can work towards the fight in May. And yeah, I think that kind of leads me to my last little point, that straight after the Parker Beterbiev fight, they were talking about, and I just spoke about it days afterwards, about Dubois facing Usyk, and there's no way he should be able to face Usyk yet. I'm sorry. It's got to be a Parker versus Dubois fight. Parker has shown what he can do in the previous fights. In the last 4 fights in Saudi, he's took out Deontay Wilder. Whatever you think about Deontay Wilder, he still takes someone out with a punch. Zhilei Zhang, and we know his knockout power. And Martin Beterbiev, again, out of sorts Martin Beterbiev, but you still have to beat what's in the ring. And an out of sorts Martin Beterbiev smacks one of you in the face, it's still going to hurt. So he still had to box smart, and you could see the tactics he had. And I do stand by what I say. I think if he goes against Dubois, I think April May should make this personally. If they should have the card of, and literally, if it was me and it was taking out a shade, you got Beterbiev facing on the May card, you should have 3 heavyweight fights there. I'm sorry. You should have Beterbiev on his mandatory. You should, for the eliminator, sorry. Then you should have, I think, Caballero Usyk, which would be a phenomenal fight after what we've seen from Caballero against Zhang. And the top of the bill, Dubois versus Parker, and that would be amazing. If Turkey could get that sorted for May time, that would be a phenomenal card, and that would again be another sold out pay-per-view and box out. It'd be nuts. So yeah, I don't want him avoiding it. I know he's been ill, and it's not his fault he's ill, but we need to see that Parker Dubois fight, especially after what Parker's done recently and the names he's gone in with. Whether or not in hindsight they might be past it or not scratch, or not ready for it, you've got to fight what's in fight in front of you, and I don't see anyone else jumping in the ring with Cody if they don't have to. So yeah, big respect to Parker. I want to see him go in against Dubois. I want to see that fight. It'd be a phenomenal fight, and one that I personally think would be amazing. But let me know, guys, what you think of the fight card itself. Like I said, my best fights for me were the 2 light heavyweight fights, phenomenal fights. My biggest surprise was Carlos Adames. He just absolutely blew Shiraz out of the water. The actual judging cards were a joke as well, but we'll go on to that another time. And yeah, obviously my biggest disappointments was Beterbiev, but like I said, not for the wrong reasons. And Sugar Stevenson, I expected him to take Padley out a lot quicker than he did. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Like I say, it's been an incredible boxing card, and there'll be more fallout from this that we'll be discussing moving forward. And I look forward to hearing your thoughts. Take care, have a lovely day, bye.